Anyways, we'll just test. Okay, so we're gonna start soon. Ready to go?
Yep.
We got 22 people or so. We got okay, we got lots of people on Zoom, lots of people on Facebook. We got a bunch of people here in the office. It's the first time we've had anything in the office since March of 2020. Right? That's a bit of a time, right?
Yay.
And unfortunately, as I was saying on Monday, the pandemic's not over. I mean, we still got some long-term care homes that are still getting infections went on. So we still have to be a little bit careful. Don't be, it's not certainly the outbreak that we had, but it's not gone away. So you still want to be careful. So what we did during the last 2 years, we've been giving everybody these Wednesday meetings. Katelyn's been doing a lot of work, doing a lot of live sessions. They've all been saved. They're all in the library. We've got the C21 Fulton agents training YouTube videos. So all the stuff we've done it's on YouTube. It's also on your Facebook. You can go to Facebook, look at discussions, you'll see it there. And I'm sure you can go to Zoom and see what stuff is done there, but certainly Facebook, right?
Yep.
So what we thought we'd do today is all the things we've been doing for the last couple of years, let's put it all together in sort of one package here, just to remind everybody what we're doing. I think a lot of people maybe look at the talking heads and everybody's talking, everybody said that was nice, and then you went back to what you're doing, right? So this is more of a what makes sense, let's do it. Kate's got a lot of stuff here. If you're going to cover all this stuff, okay.
It's gonna be a big day.
So it's an hour and a half, and she's got I count probably 8 or 9 different segments that she's going to run by, and it's not really a training session per se, like push this button and push that button. It's more of a here's the tools that you have. Which tools do you want to use? Which tools will be a benefit to you, and then do the action figure. Once you've done it, you can go in there. All the instructions are on the computers, like every web page. Everything's on the computers themselves. It's on the web page. All the instructions are there. But if you feel that you want that one-on-one, you want somebody to hold your hand, you want somebody to sit down with you, you want somebody to help you out. We've got myself, we've got Nelson, we've got Jenny, we've got Katelyn and Carly and Paige. So we've got enough people to help you overcome whatever fears you may have with the computers or any things that you can't quite figure it out yourself. So I personally prefer the one-on-one training because everybody is at different levels, but this is sort of encapsulate everything all at once. So that I think it's going to be a good event. I think it's very strong. How many people did pay attention to the Wednesday meetings that we've had in the last couple of years? And any hands up, anyone pay attention to it? And was there a call to action? Did we actually do it, or did everybody look at it and think that was nice? Because I know the answer already. So. But you can't be all things to all people. So somebody said to me, whenever they go to a sales training course with Buffini or Ferry, whoever it might be, all you want to do is walk away with one idea that they can use right away, right? I think that's the wrong attitude myself. I think you need to come up with one system of everything, not just one idea. So you need to have a system. That are you a phone calling agent? Are you a farming agent? Are you a past client referral-based agent? Are you a lead generation agent? Are you what are you, right? Like that's sort of what it is, and then take advantage of those things. So whatever you are, Katelyn's going to show you all the things that we have the tools to make that happen. So whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people said I'd rather crawl through a field of glass and pick up the phone and phone a stranger. So why would that person sit through a Mike Ferry prospecting course? You understand what I'm saying? Brian Buffini says, how would you like all you people to phone you and say, come list my house? Everybody puts up their hand, right? But it's all to do with work. But again, it goes with CRMs, it goes with contacts. So it's Katelyn's show right now, and you're going to move on. There's lots of material here, and just don't get lost. Don't get overwhelmed with all the material.
Yeah.
Because she's just going to touch. And then from there, you can decide, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. So that's the whole purpose of it. Way we go.
It's kind of nerve-wracking. We haven't been in front of people in so long. I've been meeting lots of people joined us literally through Zoom. So I know we've got a group of ladies here, lots of people. So we've got a mix of people right now. But like Claire said, I'm going to be doing a full back to school program just to kind of reintroduce some things. A lot of these things you guys have heard me talk about. You've heard me show you how to do them. So I'm just reminding a lot of you, some of this is going to be the first time you guys hear it. Some of this is going to be like the 10th time you've heard it. So hopefully, like Claire said, you pull away something. I did give you guys a little bit of a book that you guys can follow around. So last week we did a session. It wasn't really with us. It was like pre-construction and one of Richard Robbins' sessions just to get us going. But if you guys skip to page 2, and if you guys are on Facebook or you guys are on Zoom, I copy and pasted a link which will show you guys the Canva document that I'm reviewing, but I guess I will open that as well since I am on my computer. Okay, so just to show you guys a little bit of the booklet. So today we're gonna be doing technology. I'm gonna show you guys Hub 21 and a bunch of the tech tools that you guys all have access to. Hopefully you guys can pull at least a couple of these that interest you. One of them I want to be almost mandatory, which is the CRM. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then we're going to skip next week because we're in Newfoundland for Century 21 conference. So you guys will have some homework to do over the next couple of weeks. And then from there, I'm going to go over the new Realm system and the MLS searches. So that's a new platform that you guys are going to be using very soon. So we're going to dive into the Realm week 3. And then week 4, we're going to talk about transaction tools, which is like Broker Bay, Authentisign, a bunch of like what the admin staff are doing. So we're going to talk about that. And then after that, we'll probably go back into our systems training, which I've been doing over the year. So if you haven't listened to any of those, I highly recommend them. The other thing that we want to invite you guys to look at is the coaching events. So Claire's been talking about this, drilling it in. He just mentioned a couple names that new people probably have no idea what we're talking about. Mike Ferry, Bofini. These are professional real estate coaches out in our industry who specialize in coaching, one-on-ones, group training, and all of that. So they usually come to town and they do these 2-3 day conferences where you literally watch this guy on a stage. They've got a whole bunch of sales advice. They bring agents on the stage. They're very motivating. And hopefully we want all of you guys to at least pick one. So if you can challenge yourself to invest in your own business, if you're going to spend any money, even as a new agent, I would invest it into going to one of these. There's a whole bunch of different conferences you can go to, different price ranges as well. Buzz conference, I know we've talked about that. That's coming up in a couple weeks. I'll be moderating one. It's actually for 35 and under, but it's not. If you're not 35 and under, it doesn't mean you can't come. It's a younger generation of agents, but also agents that started in their 20s and 30s, and they're just talking about their experience. So you may be able to pull some things from those agents as well. Mike Ferry retreat, like Claire said, that one's a very good for cold callers, scripts, all that stuff. He's very hardcore. Then there's some virtual prospecting. So if you guys want to get into scripts, there is a virtual clinics, multiple different ones. Chris Leader's doing a 6-week success series program. We have done his program before. He's a little bit of a mix of the old school, new school stuff. Goes back to the basics. He's pretty good. Richard Robbins, I really like Richard. His is very expensive, but probably worth it. But he's going to be here in November. He's the guy that just did the session last week. His is 2 days. And then Brian Buffini. So he's the one that's about gift giving and pop buys and all that fluffy stuff. So take a look at these links. I'll email you guys this booklet too, so you guys can click on those links. A lot of them we do have discounts for. So if the price on here is different than what you guys see on the website, message me because I'll give you guys the contact to get the discount through. Okay. How are we doing? I just kind of come right in, spit at you guys. Yeah, does anyone not have a booklet? Okay. Perfect. So this is the stuff we're going to talk about today, but I do want to skip over a little bit before we dive into it. All these trainings, I've got lots of checklists. I just want to reiterate some of the services that we provide for you guys as a brokerage. Some of the things like the front desk admin. So if you guys came in the front desk, you guys notice we have a lot of admin staff here. They do a whole bunch of different stuff. So as a reminder, they handle any incoming phone calls. They're the ones that are paging you guys if anyone calls you. But more importantly, they're the ones that are drafting your offers for you. So if you guys are writing offers for buyers, tenants, anything like that, you can call the admin staff. They will draft those for you. If you have a new listing, you can send them your listing agreements, your data forms. They will broker load your listings. They'll order your for sale signs. We'll help you with your photography, videography. So I have a whole bunch of the different stuff that the admin staff do for you. So take advantage of these services. I know a lot of agents want to do a lot of these things themselves, but we have these here for you guys for a reason. Other things that we can do. So like I said, load your listings, order your signs. We have Jeremy and Heather, who basically are your deal admin. So whenever you do a transaction, you send everything to Jeremy. He sends everything to the lawyers for you guys. And then in order to get paid, that's Heather. So if you guys haven't met them before, I don't even think Heather's here today, but they're usually in these two offices back here. And then I'm going to go over the spotlight photography and videography that we have. So that's gonna be one of our platforms today. There's some links here for you guys. So after these sessions, I'd highly recommend getting used to it. These are all of our all of our links for like our websites, our Facebook group, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. So if you guys aren't subscribers to our own platforms, then I highly recommend checking those out. And then page 13, sorry, these are all at the end of the book. I again have quick references for a lot of the stuff I'm going to be going through on these links and what each website does. So if you guys are, if I'm talking and then you guys forget what each of these features do, I have what the system is, what it's used for, plus the link. We've got some important email addresses here for any of our admin staff, access codes. So if you guys are trying to access any of the offices, we have the codes all here. And then some more stuff. So office hours, what to write when, or what to put down when you guys are asking for the admin to write an offer for you. So all the details they need, sign installations, all of the required documents. So this is kind of like a nice summary of everything you guys need. If you guys forget your usernames and passwords, you can put them on this booklet if you'd like. Long distance codes. And then at the end here, I'm going to go over this, but I'm going to give you guys some homework. Even if you're not a brand new agent, this is stuff I'm going to challenge you guys to do while we're doing our back to school stuff. Okay. Any questions on any of that stuff? I know I whizzed through it, but I want to get to the technology now. Perfect. Yeah, did any of these a shock to anybody? Does everyone know all the stuff that you guys have? If not, let us know. We will remind you. Okay, so one of the platforms I really wanted to dive in today was your Hub 21. Has anybody not logged into Hub 21? Put your hands up. I really want to know. Okay, just two? You guys have all logged in. How many people open it every day? How many people opened it once? Once? Okay. Now, is that because we don't know how to use it? It's overwhelming. Really curious so I can make this session good for everybody. Is it complicated? Or we just haven't put it into our routine yet? Routine? It's a big platform, which I'm going to show you guys. So if you don't know what it is, then you're going to find out today. So pretty much how to log in. I'm already logged in, but you're going to go to my.hub21.ca. It'll be your Century 21 login. If you don't know your password, Ginny May, it's your Century 21 email password. So this is a really strong platform. We were introduced to this, I think, during COVID, right? Like this was all brought out while we were completely virtual. So that's probably why some of it's kind of new to you guys. If you haven't been watching the emails or coming to the sessions, this may sound brand new. But it's really your hub. It's just the hub of everything. So on your main page here, it's got any news that's happening Century 21. They post different tips. They post training videos. So this is on corporate side. So outside of what we're doing for you guys, there's lots of different links here. So if you guys ever message me for like discount codes, or you guys are looking for social media bricks, you guys are looking for any training, there's tons and tons of links on here that you guys should take advantage of. I'm going to go over pretty much all of these today. But I just wanted to introduce you guys to this hub platform that you guys should log in so you guys know what's happening on a daily basis. We're going to start with your account. So you guys all have a login. So you guys can change your photo on here. It'll have your name. It'll have sales representative or broker. And there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can just edit for your, I'll show you. It's going to be on your website pretty much. But this is going to be your main page. And I'm not going to go into how to use all this because I just want to give you guys an overview for the most part today. But this is where you guys would fill out your contact information and then any of your social media links, your websites, all of that. So this is really just your settings page for your account. From there, you're going to see at the top here, we have home, we have C21 Engage, C21 Present, my website, my listings, a marketing center, Lead Voyager, and C21 Promote. So I'm going to go through each of these tabs and how you guys can use them. And again, if you have questions on how to use them, we have tons of videos on how to use them on our YouTube channel, as well as on the Campus 21 TV. So if you don't want to watch videos, then one of us will help you as well. So yeah, so it's your email address, your Century 21 email address, and then whatever your password is. Yes. You can't use your Gmail. It has to be, yeah, whatever you use on the Gmail. Yeah. Okay, who's using a CRM right now? Your first name dot last name. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so who's using a CRM? And like by using it, I mean using it. Okay. Okay. Who's not using a CRM? Pretty much everybody else. Okay, that's what I thought. So if you guys are curious of what you should be working on your business every single day, my biggest piece of advice is to open this every single morning. This should be like on your dashboard. This should be like your emails open and your Hub 21 should be open. A CRM is a customer relationship management tool. It's how you build relationships with your clients, your leads, your past clients. It's really just an online email database or address book where you're basically just keeping track of every single person you've ever met and communicating with them. About 70–80% of your business is going to come from the people that you already know, and not enough people spend time on this. And I think the people, I'd say probably our top teams, top agents, all are using a database or a CRM. So this is very, very, very important. So if you guys can pull anything away today, I hope that you guys start to use this platform. So Ginny, typically in like one of the first sessions she does with you, we give you some homework and she asks you to write out a list of everybody you know. And she told you guys have all had that homework, I assume, right? All my new guys especially. So we tell you guys to do this to put onto the CRM. So even as a brand new agent, experienced agent, if you guys are slow in business right now, I highly recommend like going right back to the basics. Write down a list of every single person you know, friends, family, coworkers, every past client. Reach out to these people, ask them for their email addresses, their mailing addresses, and like actually call them, text them, email them, whatever source of contact you have with them, and put them onto this database. From there, what we're going to do is set them up on a communication plan. So once you guys have your contact lists, most people are just emailing it to us and then we're uploading it for you. So we will do that first initial bulk import for you just to get you going. We've done it for quite a few people in here. And then this is how I want you guys to start your business. So let's go to the dashboard first before I dive into all of it. But on your dashboard, every single day when you wake up, you're going to open this little dashboard. It's got a whole bunch of things. It's going to remind you actually to reach out to 5 people every single day. So you've got Arwen, Chris, Lisa Marie, Janice. And if you've got their contact information, you can email them. You could send them a quick neighborhood news. You can set them on a campaign. So it's really just a reminder every single day to reach out to these people. And so you can either write skip because you don't feel like talking to Arwen today. You can put done if you did message them. So this is your reminder every day, just to reach out to 5 people. And it's, so if you have this open on your good morning, it's going to tell you exactly who to reach out to every single day. The other thing is there's going to be an activity feed. So when you guys do sign up for the campaigns I'm going to show you, it's going to tell you like how many people opened your emails, how many people unsubscribed. So this is how you can really keep track of what's actually happening with the stuff you're putting out there. You can set my tasks, to-do list. So for all my people that like to have to-do lists, put it on there. Put it, if you're not putting on your notes on your phone or you're not putting it somewhere, take advantage of using this platform and keep it all organized in one place. You can connect it with your calendar, your Google Calendar, will go right to it. So all of your meetings will pop up on there and then you can kind of see what's going on in your day that day as well. You can set up your goals. So you can say like what your GCI goal is for the year, and then you can actually keep track of it. I do have a couple agents here that do keep track of it, and they will actually come up to me like, hey, I'm 70% at my goal. So some of them actually are taking advantage of this and keeping track of it. And it will actually keep track of how many prospects you've got going, how many deals you have in the making, and then how many are closing. So these are different things to keep track of your business. And then of course, how many listings you've got going. So this is your dashboard. Does anybody have questions on the dashboard? Do you guys think you could open this up every day once you get your contacts in, and this will keep you organized? Okay. Next step. So there is the people part where you're going to add in your people. So again, this is gonna be part of your homework for the week, is getting that contact list going. But today I wanted to show you guys the campaigns. So there's a lot of emails. So if you guys are not good at staying in touch with people, there is a ton of different content in this library. One of them being a newsletter, which is a life at home newsletter. This gets sent out once a month. It updates automatically for you. It goes on the beginning of each month. I think every year you might have to resubscribe to it. So every January, this should be part of your system, is getting people back on it. But they're going to get newsletters like this, how to incorporate color into your home. So it's very fluffy email. We do have an alternative email, which is my CR Works, which I'll show you guys as well. That's more Toronto real estate stats based. So if you want to send more stats on what's happening in the market, we have a newsletter for that that gets automatically sent, or you may just have your fluffy newsletter. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Only 10% of people are actually going to open this email. Doesn't matter what it says inside. No one really cares about the content. The whole point is really just to see your email pop up every month. So they're being reminded that you're a real estate agent. There's about 70,000 of us out there now. So you guys are competing with quite a few people. So you want to be that agent that's always at the reminder of these people and reminding them that you're in the business, whether they're responding to these emails or not, as long as they're getting it. The other stuff, you can do seasonal maintenance drip campaign. So every quarter, if you don't want to send one a month, every quarter it will send them different things that they can be doing to maintain their home. So this one's for the spring: clean your gutters, inspect the roof, check your seals, all that good stuff. You can edit these as well. So if you don't like the content, you can edit them. But this is a quarterly email that you can send out. You can also set people up to receive holidays, and you can add or take away whatever holidays you want. The ones I really, really like, I'll show you. There's a ton on this. You can actually create your own campaigns or use theirs. I personally like the post-sale ones. Let's see this one. So let's say your client sold a house. They sold their house. Typically people maybe get them a closing gift and then they never talk to them again, or they may check in once a week, like for a couple of weeks after. This one will follow up with your clients for 60 days. So you can put your sellers on this, and it just says like, congratulations on selling your home. I wanted to thank you for putting your trust in me throughout this process. Hope you had a good experience. So that's a good one. 2 days after you set them up on it. So it could be right after closing. In a week, it's going to email them again and say, hope things are going well. And it's asking for a referral from them. 2 weeks after, it's going to email them again. And it's just going to say, what is this one? I also hope you were satisfied with the services. I hope you have a few minutes to tell me your thoughts. So this is where you could ask for a testimonial from them, send them to your Google page, ask for a testimonial. I typically recommend that you guys do testimonials when it firms up and not after closing, just in case things do go wrong during that process. But after it firms up is usually their happiest. But if it's not in your routine, then I would at least get them up on this email campaign. 30 days after, again, it's just going to remind them of some things post-close that they may have forgotten to take care of, like canceling some things, moving mailing addresses, all of that. And then the 60-day check-in is just checking in. So there's a whole bunch of really good automated campaigns that you guys can do. There's ones for buyers as well, which actually follows up with them for 6 months, I believe. So the sellers is only the 60 days. And that's just because sometimes you just do a sale and they're not buying. So there's not really much to follow up on if they just sold a house. They're not settling into a new one or anything. So that's why that email campaign's good. The one with the buyers will follow up with them for 6 months because they're in a house that you put them in. So it's going to check in on them a little bit more. But again, it's going to thank them for their business, ask for referral, ask for testimonial, and then just some quick check-ins as well. So these are all really great campaigns. If you're good at doing these yourself and you don't need the automation, then that's great. But I find most agents are like little squirrels. we forget to do a lot of things. So definitely look into those. And if you guys, again, meeting with prospecting first-time home buyers, maybe you had a first meeting with a buyer that's not quite ready to do anything yet. So now you just want to keep in touch with them. So this one will stay in touch with them for 35 days. And it just goes over like, thank you for meeting with them about buying and selling. And then just gives them some quick advice on buying their first home. So really good stuff. Have you guys seen these before? Or is this the first time for anybody? First time? Some of it? Perfect. So if this is your second or third time hearing this, hopefully now you'll actually use it, because sometimes it'll take a couple reminders on them. If you need help setting them up, let me know. You just have to add them to your campaigns and make sure you have some people on them. The other stuff, I'm going to go over neighborhood news in a little bit, but there is a neighborhood news newsletter that you can also sign people up for. If you're going to sign your clients up for a newsletter, I actually prefer the neighborhood news because you can just put their postal code in, and every month it sends them what new listings popped up in their area, what the prices are doing. So that one's a very informative one for very specific pockets. So all you have to do once you've uploaded your contact list, you put in their postal code, you sign them up for neighborhood news, and there is a very quick way where you can just put the postal code in a bulk version. So let us know if you need help with that, but definitely we'll look into neighborhood news a little bit. If you have any new listings that you want to send out to your contact list, this is a great opportunity too. So maybe you got a new listing, you just want to let your network know, hey, if you know someone looking to buy or sell. Again, it's just a reminder to your network that you're in the business. So that's the CRM. We've talked about the database system quite a bit. It is on our YouTube. I won't go too extensively into it, but if you've heard me talk about your database, you've heard me talk about the importance of having about 33 touches a year with your contacts. So that doesn't necessarily mean calling them 33 times a year and saying, hey, do you want to buy or sell, or bugging them all the time, but being in front of them in some sort of capacity 33 times a year. So if you're doing newsletters, that's 12 touches. If you're doing greetings cards, there's another like 10 touches. Happy birthdays, just text check-ins, CMA mail outs. Those are a couple touches a year too. So you want to think about what 33 ways you could be in front of your network in, and not just emails. You want to do a little bit of email, a little bit of in-person, a little bit of calling, a little bit of texting. So you want to do different dabbles to touch your people to continuously remind them you're marketing yourself. Okay. And if you're going to network that way, the best way is to do it to people that you already know versus a bunch of strangers that don't know you yet. You're going to build a way better business that way. Any questions? Did I miss anything on that stuff? Yeah.
This platform have a two-way sync. For instance, I put a lead on
You'll sync your Google.
Google contacts with the Google contacts connected to century21.ca email. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
You still have to manage it through the flow, but it'll pick up the contact and then you have to go to your hub to manage it.
Yeah. And then I think there's a lead Voyager system too for people that go to your website. So I can talk about that too. Does anybody have questions on Facebook? No. Okay. Perfect. So that's your C2N Engage. So of all of the platforms, I highly recommend C2N Engage of all of the ones you're going to learn today. There's many different CRM platforms out there, guys. This one is basically free. You're already paying for it. There's tons out there, and a lot of people spend a lot of money on these things. They don't use them. So whatever CRM, it doesn't matter if it's this one, as long as you're using a CRM of any sort. It could even be an Excel sheet. Carly had an agent literally hand write her database to her, and then we put them online digitally. So if you are not an email person, but you can write things down, just send us your contact list on paper and we will put it onto your computer for you. Who did that? The front desk helped with that a little bit, right? Okay, moving along. C2N Present. This is a really cool tool. This is a presentation center. So when you're going on a buyer presentation or a seller presentation and you're doing a CMA, they have the basic CMA that you guys can do on Stratus. They're even going to have one that you can use on Realm. It's pretty much a nice presentation of your CMA. So I'm not going to show you how to do it today, but I'll show you what the end product looks like. And then you guys can talk to me when you want to know how to, but pretty much all you do is put the address of your subject property, or if it's been on MLS in the past 2 years, you can copy and paste the MLS number. It'll pull up all the details, and then it'll actually draw a map, and you can hand select what comparables you want. It pulls it all from MLS, and then you've got your CMA presentation. So it's very simple. You may have to go through both of the platforms to make sure it does get all of the listings that you want. Some people prefer to copy and paste MLS numbers from MLS, so you can do that as well. But this is a presentation that you would bring if you're going on a listing presentation. This is a thing that you could email to your clients if you guys are just giving them a quick CMA on what their house is worth. Maybe they already purchased with you and you just want to send them a quick update on how their house is doing. This is what you would do. It looks like this. It's got a nice title page. It's got the address. It pulls up the subject property just from MLS. And then it will also show you a map of each comparable. So you can do this virtually on your computer in front of a client at the kitchen table, or you can bring this like printed with you. So don't feel like you have to do it all digitally, but you can bring this to your presentation, leave them with a copy. And if you are, you can email it to them. And the clients can actually like go through the photos on their own. They can look up the details as well. They can see where it's located on the map, and they can pretty much, it's pretty extensive. I like this a lot. There's different ways that you can view it. So you saw the map version there. You can also just see it on like a little overview. You can do a side by side. I personally like this one the best, because then you can do side by side of how many bedrooms there are, how many bathrooms, how big it is, what they listed it at. It gives you all the details of all the comparables in the area. The reason I like this is because, again, these days you're probably competing against 2, maybe 3 other real estate agents most of the time. And you guys are all going to show up with the same CMA, especially if you're all part of TREB and you're all using that same CMA. Do any of you guys use that CMA, by the way? Yeah, with the comparable like chart. Is everybody using that? Yeah. Exactly. So it's efficient, but if you're going to compete with a Remax agent, for example, and he brings that same one, now you guys look like the same person. So even though this is the same information that you guys are bringing together, it just has a nicer presentation to it. So it looks prettier, it stands out. Yes. Yeah, it just looks different. It adds a little bit of an advantage over you if you guys are bringing that same little cover photo and all of that, you know, like the little dinky photo with your face on it. Everybody's using it, right? So this is really just to stand out from any other agent that you guys are competing with. Same information though, just looks prettier.
The biggest advantage too, this, what Katelyn's showing right now, you were to email your client this presentation, what she's doing now, the client can do it.
Mhm.
The TREB CMA, they cannot. TREB CMA, all they can do is look at listings and pitch. It's not interactive.
Yeah.
So this will give you a complete step against your competition.
Yeah.
And it's actually, to answer James there, it's actually easier to do the CMA here on this program than it is.
I would try it.
Yes,
Yeah.
all TREB data is on this platform.
Here, it will be much better, especially with the revenue wise. It's much better than PDF.
Yeah.
Once you can email them both.
Yep. And you can create a PDF too. So if you want to bring the printed version, you can do that. The other thing that I should mention is it's live. So sometimes I've been to a presentation and I'll have it on my computer and I'll have a comparable up there. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And it's because like it was either terminated or the price was updated. So it actually does update it live. Or if your client's like, well, why didn't you include this guy? Then you can go back onto your computer, find that listing and then put it up. So you're not like, oh, I forgot to add that one listing. So it's very interactive where you can kind of save yourself a little bit too. But yeah, it's a nice presentation. So highly recommend it. It's gonna be on your homework this week. I would recommend doing your own property or finding one of your past clients and do a quick CMA for them just to practice. Once you've done it 2 or 3 times, it's very simple. It actually saves it. It saves it on your computer too. So you can actually save your clients' names and then go back to it and be like, oh, I should do another update on this person. And then you can keep all of their past CMAs all on the same platform. You can see I've got like 12 pages here of just CMAs. So you guys can keep it all on file. Whereas like, I think you can keep it on file in Stratus, but it deletes it after a certain amount of time. I don't remember how long it was. So yeah, how do I get to it?
Yeah.
So you do the Hub 21 and it's under C2M present. Yep. And then it'll bring, once you go to create new, you'll see there's seller presentations. There's a property review. So this could be for just someone that said, hey, like, what do you think my house is worth now? Like, they're not really looking to buy or sell. So if you just want to send them a quick review, I'm going to show you guys a buyer tour as well. The other cool thing about this is you can actually include the PowerPoint presentation for your listing presentation on here too. So if you want to include your CMA plus the presentation, you can do that as well. I don't find it as user friendly to do it that way. I prefer to do them separate, but you can. I know you like to do separate too, right?
I would like to be advanced when you got really comfortable. If let's say you have your own PDF or your own PowerPoint presentation already, you can actually layer in the pages so that they're in one file. So it's a little tricky. It's easier just to do the two separate and merge them, but you can technically load them into.
Yeah.
I just want to add something here, just like, just for new folks there, no folks know this already. There's two parts of the listing presentation. This can't stop with the CMA portion to establish the value of the property. The other part of the listing presentation is the presentation. This is not a listing presentation. This is the product. This is the CMA. It's not the listing presentation.
Yeah, the listing presentations like who are you, why you should hire me, what's my marketing plan, who's my brokerage, all like the details of what your strategy is and who you are, right? And a lot of people skip that part because they don't want to talk about themselves.
People go straight to this and consider this the presentation. This is not the presentation.
Perfect. Okay, so that's your CMA. The other thing on this one that's really cool is a buyer tour. So if you want to really impress your buyers, maybe you've got some tech savvy ones or I don't know, but there's going to be times when you're going to take them to maybe 10 houses at a time. What you can do is actually copy and paste the MLS numbers into the buyer tour. And you can actually lay out what the tour is going to be. So what house you're going to start at, and you can put them in the order, and then it's going to put it onto a map. So you can see here, we're going to start at this condo here, then we're going to go there, then we're going to go to 3, then 4, then 5 and 6. So it's going to show what order the condos you're going to, or even houses, and it's going to put on a map. You can text this to your client in a link and say, hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Here's all the showings we're going to be doing. And here it is on a map. And this is what it's going to look like. So now your clients have like this nice itinerary of how the day is going to go. They can pull it up on their phone. They can keep it for later. It's going to show them all the different photos of the properties. What's even cooler is they can click on directions. It'll bring them right to Google Maps. So if they're driving, they just have to click on that address and it'll direct them right to the home. So if they're following you or they're not driving with you, it's a really cool feature to kind of steer them where they're going. But it also just gives them, again, a nice outline of what that day is going to look like. So I guarantee no one's doing this. And I think it's a really cool thing to do, just again to stand out from the other agents. So it's a bragging right for your buyers to say, this is what my agent does. They send me this cool tour, and then now they're talking about it to their friends, and then hopefully it's there to get you another referral. So it's all about the client experience by using this tool. So if you are working with a lot of buyers, I don't know, I think it's fun. Just it's even good for yourself just to keep yourself organized so you know what track you're doing and all that. The other thing is they can actually rate each listing. They can rate it out of stars. They can add comments and stuff like that too. So it keeps them organized, but this also gets sent to you so you can keep track of what properties your clients didn't like or did like as well. And again, that will get stored on your C2M Present. So you can actually go back and see what places you've actually shown that buyer. Yep. You go.
We'll let you breathe.
Yeah.
You guys have buyers right now. How many people have the buyers in the same car? Or do you guys take separate cars? You got a buyer's own properties. Go on one car, or you take separate cars? Most people take separate cars. And let's say you arrange for four showings. What does the old agent do?
They print off the MLS
They'll
sheets.
print out the MLS sheet. They'll give the client 4 copies of the list to go see it, and then you do a mark on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't even think that's an old school thing. I think the young guys are doing it too. Yeah, no, they're all doing it.
So that's this instead. They're the husband and wife are in their car, and that's the map. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3. You can actually look at this and point this. It's got all the photos, all 45 photos. It's got all the descriptions. It's got everything on there. It's driving in the car. The spouse is saying, "This looks nice. That looks nice." what a different experience than just random stuff. And the purpose of your being in business is to have future clients. And you want that client to recommend you to the whole show. It's all the show, right? So wouldn't it be nice to do all that stuff and the competitors gave them a bunch of hard copies of listings and give them this whole file. So to me, this is really.
So definitely put that in practice. Who has buyer showings this week? Perfect. You guys can give us a shot then. Your younger, actually, I think all clients will appreciate it. Sometimes you'll book a showing and then you forget to tell them that you booked 5 more. And they think you're only taking them to 1 because you just said, meet me at this place. Like, well, are we going to see all the other ones? So if you just take that step ahead and let them know what the plan is, then they'll appreciate it. Okay, so that's your buyer tours. Trying to think. Presentations, if you guys want them, I'll show you guys that after. Okay, so now we're gonna do your website. So at the top here, you'll see website. You guys all have a website. Has anyone not seen their website? You guys have all seen it? It's your first name dash last name dash .c21.ca. So if you haven't gone to it, that's what your personal website is. This is what it looks like out of the box. So these details here are what I was showing you guys on that account. So by changing your phone number and everything, it should change all of these things. You can have featured properties on here. You can actually edit this however you want. I was talking a little bit about neighborhood news, so I'll click on that in a little bit. You've got information on buying properties, selling properties. Again, you can go in on this and I'll show you on the back end how you can do it. But you can edit all of this. You can change the photos, you can change all of the write-ups, you can change whatever you want. If not, you all have the same website. So I would recommend tweaking it a little bit, adding a little bit more personalization, put your photos there, change the write-ups, all of that. I wouldn't say this is a necessarily most important part of your to-do list. If you guys have a to-do list, put this on the bottom of it. This isn't as important as like the contact list and your prospecting. This is kind of like, I'm slow right now. Let me just do these things. So don't spend too much time on this, but definitely go in and see your website, see what it looks like, make sure it's how you want to look to the public. One of the things I did want to point out was the neighborhood news. If you guys are trying to direct traffic to it, because nobody's going to go to your website just to go to your website. So if you want people to come to your website, you want to get leads on this website, you need to direct traffic to it, whether it's through paid ads, your social media platforms, sending it to your clients. No one's going to go to it unless you're giving people a reason to. So if you guys want to direct people to your website, one of the things I would recommend is maybe saying, hey, do you want to sign up for neighborhood news? And all you're going to do is copy and paste this link, direct them to neighborhood news. Like I said, it's all on your postal code. It sends them a monthly newsletter on what's happening in their area. It sends them all the newest listings. And it will also send them the trends. So this is kind of a sample of what it kind of looks like. So all the market changes in the past 12 months, it'll talk about how many listings there are, average days on market, the prices, and then it's got your contact information. So the way they can sign up is through this sign-in sheet. On the back end, you can actually drag this box to the top. So if you prefer to have the contact list at the very top of it, instead of them having to scroll all the way down, you can do that. But again, if you're just looking for a reason to direct people to your site and get them on some sort of newsletter campaign, I would definitely get them on the neighborhood news because you're literally just signing them up and now it's all automated. Do you want to add to that neighborhood news at all? No, you're good. So definitely get on that newsletter.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I know you like this one.
this is the best one. Okay, so you've got share works, which is great talk about. That goes out every month to your client. Make sure you're updated. You've got the other was it like the home newsletter
Yep.
sent out once a month that those campaigns that are there. Katelyn talked about 2 CMAs a year sometimes, so we recommend 2 CMAs a year for your past advice, but that's a lot of work. This is
Yeah.
This essentially like rather than you know, how to cook toast in the morning or something, I don't know, rather than have to kind of
The
recipe,
recipe.
what it is. This gives them an update of what's going on in the neighborhood.
Yep.
I think they're gonna read this.
Yeah, and it's not going to tell them.
Somebody says, you know, pumpkin year or something, it looks like, it doesn't really matter, because you want this your name. To me, this has much more information, it's much more readable.
And it doesn't do sold data, which I actually think is better because then they'll be like, hey, what did 515 Marksbury sell for? So like now it gives them a reason to reach out to you. If they're not on House Sigma and all of that, they'll reach out to you and say, hey, what did this guy sell for? And it just keeps them in the loop.
This is perpetual as well.
Yeah.
Which you said, Mark.
Yep.
Right. So once a month, if I live in L1 W, and I signed up for the news, for this news, I can get this email once a month. And it's gonna show what's happening, it's gonna show when all the action.
Yeah.
Right? All you have to do is put their information in, all they have to do is open up email.
Very, very easy. Perfect.
Once they've set up, it's simple.
Yeah. So if you guys are not good at doing like the CMAs and staying in touch with people, this is the good one. Okay, so we got that. I wanted to show you guys one of our agents. He actually customized his website. So he used the same website, but he customized it. So you can see that you can actually add your logo, you can add your background, you can change where the search stuff is, the colors. You can really customize this. So if you hate your website, no problem. You can literally do whatever you want with it. So he's got all the different areas that he's got. And then when you click on them, it goes right to the search. Hopefully it works. So he directs his little things right over to the search panel because you guys do have a property search on your website. So it'll bring all of the Scarborough listings right to you. He's got Ajax, Pickering, all those. He's got different things that you can register for, MLS searches, free home evaluations. So he's really customized it, took his face off of it. So if you guys prefer to have it like this, more custom, I believe he did this himself. It's pretty easy, just uses WordPress. So this just gives you an idea of different things that you can kind of do with your site. If you do want to edit it, I believe at the My Website tab that was up here will bring you to this. So I sent this to an agent the other day. So for example, it gives common tasks of things that you may want to edit. So if you want to edit the style, if you want to personalize it a little bit, change the custom search, manage the search property searches, there's a whole bunch of different tabs you can do, and it just directs you right to it. If you want to take it a step further, let me know. There's tons of videos on Campus 21 TV that will show you how. But again, don't get too caught up in this unless you guys are actually going through the efforts of paying for ads and directing people to your website. Don't go through like all this customization just to waste time or anything like that. Only do it if you're really going to direct traffic to it. Otherwise, just kind of leave it as it is and spend time on other little tasks as well. Anyone have questions on their website? No. I highly recommend going into it, make sure your phone number is correct, click on the links, make sure it actually does send to your email, like set yourself up on neighborhood news as well, like test these all out with you as like the guinea pig and just make sure it's all working. Every year we recommend you guys do a quick Google search of yourself and make sure everything's up to date, blogs, social media things, all that stuff. So this is one of those things you kind of have to maintain quite a bit. So if you're going to customize it, make sure you're going to be on top of it.
So you comment here, anybody
Yep.
here use LinkedIn or I guess Facebook, LinkedIn, so on my top of my mind. Use LinkedIn. Okay, so a lot of you guys, who's on LinkedIn? Everybody?
Yep.
Everybody put your hand. Chances are you set up LinkedIn 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, right? When was the last time you looked at it and are the links correct? In other words, for the older agents, you may have www.century21.ca/Claire Fulton. That website doesn't exist anymore. It's actually Claire-Fulton.c21.ca. So go into your profiles, click the buttons and see where they're going. I mean, I've done that much. I've looked for Laura's, looked at LinkedIn, go click on the webpage and go for nothing, right? Because we can always update it. Look for yourself, make sure you're current.
And your photos too.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have an updated photo, it's a good idea to have one.
What's the mic frame? Remember?
Update the TrapNet emails too.
What's the Mike Ferry one?
So we knocked on his door, you listen, we knocked on the door and look at the car, look at the person.
We'll love it.
Back in the old days, we used to have the glamour shots.
I know it.
Pretty fun.
Oh man. So if you have any listings, I don't have any on here right now. I'm trying to see. Mine will show up. If you have listings though, you can just go to my listings. This is just how you can kind of keep track of them. So if you've got any, you can check out on your platform and then just see what you've got on there. And it's just kind of reminding you of your listings. It gives you different tasks that you can do if you want to promote it, if you want to announce it to your database, create a flyer. There's a bunch of really cool stuff on here. So this is good for, I know Carly did this one, the for me, we should probably delete this, but if you've got pre-construction projects that you want on your website, you can do that and make it like a non-MLS or unpublished listing. So I know Aiden, if you want to do some of your projects on here, you can do that as well. You just have to maintain it because obviously we have not. Is that even, that's sold, I assume? Maybe. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys the online marketing center. So I like this platform. Typically, when you get a new listing, it's going to create a whole bunch of different projects for you. Let's see if I can do. Scrolling. Yeah. Okay, so this is your just listed stuff. So if you guys have a new listing, you might get an email that says, congratulations on your new listing. Here's all of your marketing materials. If you do not have a listing, or maybe you're doing an open house for another agent, or you want to promote another agent's listing, you can actually come into your marketing center and manually put in the MLS number, and it should pull from it. But it's going to pull a photo of the house. It's going to do different types of templates for you. Just sold Instagram posts, there's e-postcards, there's paper postcards, Facebook. There's tons of different templates in here for anything, feature sheets, video slideshows. So this is really cool if you've got a client, maybe you're doing a market or a listing presentation, you want to show them all the different types of marketing things you can create for them. And so you can show them the marketing center and be like, yep, if you want feature sheets, this is what they'll look like. If you want me to send postcards, this is what they'll look like. So some agents will bring like samples of what their marketing materials will look like. So you can just do it virtually if you want, instead of having paper ones, unless you've got some kind of lying around. There's some stuff that you can do for lead generation. So if you want to put on your Facebook saying, hey, do you want a home evaluation? Then you can direct them to your website. So really good platform here for those of you that are not very good at creating different marketing pieces. It's all done here for you. If you're printing it, that's the extra cost. So if you're going to go to Staples, UPS, or wherever, that's where that extra cost comes from. So take advantage of those. And then of course, it'll have your listings there too. So you can actually just click on them and then it will actually pull up whatever the template is. We'll show you how to use this. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I just want to show you guys that you have this option to have all these different marketing tools for your listings or open houses, whatever you guys are going to work on. The other stuff, so that's for your properties that you're selling. If you guys want to do social media stuff and you don't know what to post, this is one of my most common questions. There is a site called, I don't know if I put it on here, but if you go to resources.c21.ca, there's this really nice resource center, which would either bring you to that marketing center, which I just showed. There's one that has C21 brand, which will have logos and all of that stuff. Claire's favorite. The logos, and then there's a social media content library as well. So some agents are using this. Yeah. Resources.c21.ca. So on this, there's a whole bunch of different stuff. So you can do infographics, which will give you information about like Canada, different provinces. They usually do a survey every year to the real estate agents on what's happening in each province. So you can actually copy these. They do have market snapshot templates. So if you don't want to use the ones I send you guys every month, you can use these ones as well if you guys want it in a different format. There's special occasion bricks. So I'm sure you guys have seen on our social media, you've got Happy New Year, Happy Family Day, all those different little templated bricks are all on this as well. So you guys can go in there, put these on your social media platforms. There is different cover photos. So if you want to put something on your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Facebook cover photos, you can go into this library and grab photos from that. And there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can use. You can even use these photos for your website. So if you do want to change those photos too, but take a dive into all this stuff. So if you guys want to get a little bit more social media content that's got a little bit more branding on it, there's hundreds of things that you guys can pull from this. Any questions on that stuff? No? Perfect. Claire? You're good? Yeah. I try not to get too into social media because I know not everyone's into it. If you are, we just did like an Instagram session a couple weeks ago. I can share that YouTube with you guys. It's a whole other database basically on top of the other database. Okay, so this is called your lead Voyager. So if you guys are directing leads or you're directing people over to your website, there's this program called Lead Voyager. It's on the hub here, which keeps track of all of your leads that you get to your website. So what you can do when it does come, if you're on a team or something, you can actually assign these to your team members, or you'll get assigned, but this is how you can keep track of your online leads. So you'll have pretty much their name, you'll have their email address, what information they did provide you, and then you can actually send them a quick email from here. They didn't send it. You can add notes. So if you last chatted to them, you can put that in there. What's this one? Open it. I think I picked one of our agents, so that's probably why
Yeah,
it's
so it seems that one of our agents went on to our website to
Yeah.
probably test it out, and it came, it's not a sign.
I can actually see leads that go to other agents' websites as well. So these are through you guys.
I can actually tell, though, they just haven't read those.
Yeah.
yet.
I was gonna say some people have got some leads here that they're not
Yeah, so
opening.
check my email, 'cause there might be something into it. If you don't have a forward.
Yeah, like if someone goes to your request more information or something like that, it's going to show up on your lead Voyager. So this is where you literally keep track of your conversations with them, the notes, properties that they may have looked at. So it really just keeps track of all of those online leads. So if you are trying to get into that online lead game, then this is a really good way to keep track of them. So I know not a lot of people are using this, but definitely recommend it. And then you've got up here like a little dashboard. If you never claimed it now, how many new leads, all that. Okay, and then the last one, Hub 21, I'm gonna show you guys is C21 Promote. So this is a really good platform. So I've got, how many of you guys have done paid ads on Facebook, Instagram, anybody? You've done them? Properties? No, not yet. Properties are very interesting because there's like a discrimination law or something. So a lot of people are struggling with posting new listings lately on Facebook and stuff. But if you have no idea how to post an online ad, this is a very simple tool to use instead of going through the Facebook platform, which is called Ad Manager. It's very difficult to use for someone that doesn't do this all the time. So if you guys may get a client that says, hey, I want my property advertised on Facebook, and you're like, great, and you don't know how to do that. This is mostly for those people that have those picky clients that want it online, or maybe you guys are getting into that online game. So you can promote a listing on here, or you can promote your services. So if you just want to promote yourself as an agent, and you can do it all on this platform. Let's see, you build your ad quickly, you choose from a one-time or recurring ad. You can connect it to your Facebook business page, and then you just create the Google ad and then pay for it on this platform, and then it goes. So it's pretty simple. You pretty much just click the button, you pay through this platform, and then you decide what type of ad you want. Do you want a listing ad? Do you want an open house ad? Recently sold? There's a bunch of different stuff. So you just do the click get started, just follow all the instructions, and it really does walk you through each category that you need. It creates this ad. You decide how far away you want, so you can target it to certain areas as well. You can't target a house ad to an age group, like male, female, or anything like that, because that shows discrimination. The only thing you can do is do area, and that's it. But you can target it. So if you guys want to get into paid advertising, this is your platform for that. Any questions on that? You guys are going to hear this a lot, to be honest. I think in this type of market, this is where you start to see the sellers thinking you're not doing anything when their house is sitting on the market for more than a week. They start to panic and they start to ask you what you're doing to sell that property. Maybe they had another listing agent say they would do online marketing for them and you don't know how to do it, but they're asking you to do it. just let us know and we'll help you with this, but this is where you can do it. So don't tell them you don't do it, just say yes. And then you can do like a $10 budget and you can put it on there. So if this is something your client is asking of you, then it may be a service that you may want to think about looking into a little bit. You're good. Does anyone have questions? I know this is, yeah. Yes. They're pretty good too. If you're on Hub 21, there is this, let's see if I can move my little, there's this little help button down here. It's actually very good. So if you have any questions, like say you're trying to upload a CSV file, you could just put what question it is and the robot kind of brings up a bunch of questions and it will actually tell you where to click. So you just click on if any of these things matches what you're looking for, you click it and then it'll actually show you where to click to get you to where you're going. So if you guys are lost on this platform, the support button's pretty good. I think they're pretty good at Moxie Works in general, getting back to us, or even head office gets back to us too if we run into any complications. So this will be like your assistant on Hub. Okay. So that's enough of Hub. So hopefully, does anyone have any questions on any of these platforms before I move on to the next one? I don't know if anyone on Zoom knows. Perfect. So again, if you guys can pick any of these tools to focus on, I would focus on C2 Engage and even C2 Present. These two are the ones that you'll probably use the most. Okay, let's talk a little bit about, actually, I'm going to do just quickly CR Works. CR Works is one that Claire was talking about. You guys have had this one for a very long time, right? This one's really easy, actually. I don't even know how to show you guys it, to be honest.
Have your contact list of your name?
Yes. So if you guys want to send more Toronto real estate market stats instead of that other fluffy stuff, we can upload your contact list to, it's called My CR Works, and it is another newsletter that we'll send out for you guys. There's also a website you get too.
The contents are the same.
No, they're all different. So there's 3 newsletters. This one's Toronto real estate. It'll have like news articles and stats based. Then there's one that's more like how to decorate your house for the holidays, which is like the fluffy one. And then the third one is the neighborhood news, which is like the specific to their postal code, which I think is the best one, but totally up to what your clients are like. So I would pick based off your clientele, or just, this one's the easiest one probably to maintain, I think, but once you turn it on.
It's very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of agents use it. And it's simple and easy. The newsletter does what it needs to. So if you're looking for very easy, then this is a good one too.
Same thing, put your own name.
Yeah,
Put
always.
Put your own name up in there and you'll get it yourself.
Put your name on all 3 of them, probably. Okay, so if you want to learn a little bit more about all of these things, there's a program called Campus 21 TV. This is your Netflix for real estate agents. So it has got hundreds of training videos. They go live once in a while, and then the other ones are all on demand. They have lots of videos on how to use Hub 21, and they're like two-minute videos and stuff. So if there is snippets of things that you want to do, like upload a contact list or change your website, they've got little videos on there to show you how. So you can watch those or just call us and we'll do like a one-on-one session. But take a look at the Campus 21 TV. Okay, one of the final things I want to show you is Spotlight. Who has used Spotlight before? Homania, guys? Do you guys like it? I guess it's pretty easy, right? With that, it's good. It's good to use when you're getting started, I think, for sure. It's a very simple one. Basically what Spotlight is, it's our in-house, I guess, marketing photographer guys. And what they'll do is you can log on to homania.com. Ginny will help you with that. You just need your Century 21 email address. And then if you've never logged in, then you just have to basically forget your password and create an account. Yeah. Yeah, so you can just go online and then you just order your photos. You tell them what day you prefer, what time, you tell them what the address is, and then you pick your package. So they have anywhere from like a basic package, which is just photos with like a slideshow virtual tour, and then you get a website. The other stuff you can do drone photography, you can do video walkthroughs, you can do Matterport, which is like the click-through 3D tours. There's a whole bunch of different packages you can choose from. This one, I believe, is the most basic one. So what's going to happen is they're going to email you. The photographer is going to tell you, okay, on Tuesday at 3 p.m., Bob's going to come in. You can be present with them, or you just give them the lockbox and they'll go in on their own. It's totally up to you. They're not going to touch anything in the house. So if you aren't going with them, just know that they're not going to go turn the toilet seats down. They're not going to make sure everything's in place. They don't touch anything. So sometimes agents prefer to go there in advance, make sure all the lights are on and all that stuff. They'll go in, take their photos, take their videos, and then within 24 hours, they will email you everything. What they're going to send is they're going to set you up with this really nice website. And this is something you're going to use at a listing presentation when they ask you what you're going to do to market the property. So you can see this package was like drone photography, for example. But you're going to get this whole website that's just dedicated to your listing. So this one, for example, is 48copping.com. And what's going to happen is the photography team, they're going to upload all the photos to here. You don't have to do anything. They upload all the photos, they upload your video, they create a brochure for you. They even do the description of the area for you. So schools, amenities, they even have a commute time. So if anyone's on your website, they can calculate what the commute time is from that house to their work. It's a very cool tool. We didn't go too far into it, but if you do the 3D Matterport, that will show up on there. So there's a whole whack of things that you can pick. The other thing is you can do a live chat with me box. So if anyone does come to your website, buyers that are maybe walking by the house, they can actually live chat with you and say, hey, Carly, can I book a showing at this property? Or, hey, what's the square footage of this property? So it actually just gets texted to your phone. You're just texting it back. So it's a way for you to tell your sellers how you're going to bring in buyers to their home, but it's also a way for you to pick up buyer clients for yourself from your listings as well. So there's multiple different ways that you can use it. It's very impressive, I think, to a lot of sellers out there, especially if you show them what the website looks like. Again, you're going to be competing with 2-3 other real estate agents. So if you show them, this is my marketing platform, you show them the website, you show them the description of the areas, and then you let them know that this company also, well, you don't have to let them know. You can tell them you're going to be marketing to about 20 other websites on top of MLS. You're also going to be putting it on Facebook, Reddit, Kijiji, Twitter. In the background, these guys are going to be doing it all for you. So you're going to be selling this platform to your sellers and let them know what your marketing package is and what you're going to be doing for them. And this is what their landing page looks like. I think this website is probably one of the better websites I've ever seen from most listings that I've seen out there. I don't know. Some people may not agree, but I think the website itself is very nice. Some people may want to use their own photographer. So if you don't like the photographer, but you like the marketing package, you like that they're doing all your online marketing, you like the website, you can hire your own photographer and then you can upload the photos to this website itself. And then you just pay for the website and not the photos. Does anyone have questions on this platform? The other beautiful thing about this one is it's only $240 for the most basic package for your photos, the website, and all of the marketing. That is really cheap. And like I think we've kind of estimated the cost of so many photographers out there. It's a very good price. We will pay for it as a brokerage up front for you guys as well. So you don't even have to pay for it. It goes right over to our bill. When you get paid on closing, that's when you pay us back. So if closing's not for another 60 days, then it covers that cost for you there. I know you know.
Okay, so this, before we talk about CMA being your CMA, right? So now we're getting into the present. What most clients want to know? They want to know what do you do to sell a house? Or what rate you charge?
Yeah.
What's the subscription charge? And what else? But anyway, this particular program Spotlight is exclusive to very few agents. For one of the founding folks that started this thing years ago. There's a couple of agents that have it, but our competitors do not have this. Okay, so it's not like everybody has this. So you want to be different from everybody else. A lot of the younger folks, they want to know what you're doing to my property. They want to see the sign of the property and MLS. What else do you do? So this company here will, they just sort of brushed on there, but this company will also promote the, this through Twitter, through,
Like Instagram, Reddit, Kijiji.
So you say, so you gotta know these words and say, yes, I'm gonna promote the property on these other platforms. This just not. The other thing it does, if your property has its own URL, so it's kind of find with own, www.
48copying.com.
This comes up. And you can put that on your sign writer to do. You want to pay an extra $30, whatever it is,
Yep.
for a sign writer. Sign writer has the www.48copy, so something that has to do with log that into the property.
Yep.
Or as a QR code, they can do a QR code, but it also has a 1-800 number on. Somebody phone the 1-800 number and get information. They phone the 1-800 number, it captures their phone number and emails you the phone number, so you know that somebody phoned money. So you'll know who phoned that particular property, right? So that's to your advantage. But point I'm trying to make here is that you're trying to impress on your client, all these social media platforms are there, they're listing. Someone else does. Now, other people come to me and say, I've got a guy that'll do it for $150, so I got a guy to do it for $400 and use some fancy camera. Okay, that's fine. But are they putting into all these different platforms? Are they actually,
Marketing it.
I'm that, okay, we don't care. I mean, show me a picture, I don't care. But if you're putting all these different platforms, that's what you're actually doing.
Mhm.
So,
Especially these days, people are very savvy.
Here's your feature sheet, here's the URL, you gotta be able to understand different rates, what's different between you and somebody else. These other platforms. So these other photographers will take maybe better pictures, maybe they'll stage it, they're really gonna do, but are they gonna do these other things? No, they're not.
Yeah, and I've never met a photographer that will do your marketing for you. They'll make a website, that's it.
Bunch of photos, they're $200 for them.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
They do it for you on that.
Yeah, so you write the description of the property like down here. So it'll either pull it from, if you don't do it properly, it'll just go off the MLS, but otherwise you can make your own beautiful thing and then you get a voiceover. The guys that work there will do a nice voiceover for you.
Probably does, they take the photos, right, and create the URL, and somebody phones 1-800 number for this. Okay, so they will actually read your description. You'll hear, put your own voice into it.
No. I mean, you can, but probably not with them.
You can take your own photographs. No, sir, you can take your own photographs and send to them. You can actually write the description of the script. So read the description, cover an MLS. Yeah. It's kind of nice.
It's really good for people that are not tech savvy. So there's a lot of people that are not putting things on social media. And I know there's a lot of people using listings for that reason these days because of it.
Use the voiceover on, so actually put on YouTube as well, and we put up YouTube, you can see the slideshow on YouTube and the description. Now, description they have is not gonna match the photos, that's one complaint I have.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's too much. In other words, they're talking about the lovely backyard and have a picture of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the way it is. So if they want to get more creative, then that's fine. But my purpose isn't the product. You've already got the list at this point. That's what it's YouTube video things there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. If you want it deleted, you have to tell them.
21 folk. We have a Sunfront First Folk has their own YouTube channel. It's on that channel. So they provide the 800 numbers. Yeah. You can use your own account number. Yeah, if you want, but they're giving you the sign writer with the phone number on it and so. You probably give them your, I know you probably give them your 1-800 number and they'll stick it on that sign writer for $30.
Yeah.
And then they get my voice. Okay. And then they have the URL on it, right? And the QR code. Right. Anyway, so my point here is that $250, whatever it is, nobody else has this except for a handful of other brokerages out there, and the sales pitch is so strong. You can't see how, this is the sales pitch.
Yep. I think it's strong. I remember like last year we had an agent who didn't use it and wasn't very tech savvy, and his client was a social media or in the space of some sort. And so he now had to spend all his extra money on the photography because other photographers are pretty expensive, but then he had to learn how to do Facebook ads because his client wanted him to do that. But had he have just gone through Spotlight, the client would have seen that it was all over these social media platforms and he wouldn't have had to go spend even more money on it. If you're not on those platforms as well, or you're not planning on advertising on all of them, I would use it. And you can they'll Google their address for sure, and then they'll see, oh yeah, my house is all over these websites and not just realtor.ca.
Maybe somebody else, and somebody else is saying that we're gonna do this platform, that social media, and you're not a social media expert yourself, and all of a sudden you can, you know, if you didn't have this, you say, gee, that's whatever, but
Yeah.
now I'm able to do that too.
Anyone have questions? So yeah, and if you're a new agent, this is nice because now you don't have to go sourcing photographers. It's already done for you. So you just kind of go focus on getting the listings and all that. Good. Last thing we wanted to see.
Business should use this.
Yeah.
So you think it's expected, you think the big boys there have some fancy thing going on? They use this. Brand, use his brand.
Yeah, he's got his. I think Tom uses it too. All the guys.
The big boy, just because it's easy, $250 and you're done, right? Not going around and doing bricks and all that stuff.
One-stop shop, like Jenny said. Okay, so there's your spotlight. I think that's it for tech. Am I missing any tech? I think I got most of it. Hub 21, spotlight. No, I'm gonna do that another one. Okay, so that's most of the technology. So it seems like a lot. We went over quite a bit. So I did have some action items for you guys. So like I said, next week we're not here. So it'd be nice if you guys could dive into these and really get in and see if you guys can do it, especially that CRM. So I wrote some homework on the front and then I have some homework on the back page for you too. So first you're going to review the MoxieWorks Engage. So just the basics, your CR works. Ginny probably sent you all an access code page as well, but on this booklet, I have all the links for most of these as well. My goal for you guys is to really get your contact lists going, put it on an Excel sheet and either upload it yourselves or send it to us and we will do it for you. And choose which newsletter you guys want to put your contacts on. And you can have 5 contacts. You don't need to have 100 contacts or anything like that. It could literally be like 2 to 5 people. It doesn't need to be massive. But come up with which newsletter you guys want to set up with them or which communication plan and get that list going. Create a CMA for yourself on that C21 present. Maybe customize something on your website, maybe your photo, your email address, maybe you want to change the color, but maybe try to see if you can customize anything on there. Review the marketing center resources. So just click through those. Sign up for Campus 21 TV. And watch maybe a couple training videos and then C21 University I didn't really go through, so we'll leave that. On behind that page, oh sorry, I keep forgetting I've got all my my internet people. Sorry guys. So on this, I just went over this homework for all my Zoom and Facebook people. On this page right after it, guys, I have how to add your clients to C21 Engage. So see if you can follow these instructions that I've got there. It may be complicated. So if it is, I'm going to show you to the back of the page what to do, but this is kind of like a step-by-step. And then if you guys skip down to keep going, especially my new guys, my newbies. This is for you. But if you want to pretend like you're a new agent and start fresh, then I would do some of this stuff too. So it's new agent to-do list. This is one of the things we put in the onboarding booklet for you guys. But if you're an experienced agent and you just want to start on this journey as well, I would go back and tell every single person that you know that you're in real estate. So this is a nice reminder to people, nice touch point. Just get back in touch with people, friends, family, past clients, check in with them. Put them in your CRM or on an Excel sheet. So start with the people that you know. And then what I would do is if you have done deals, then maybe reach out to Heather or Paige and have your transaction list printed. So if you have done transactions, get us to help you print those so that you know who you should also add into it that you've actually done real estate with, because we have all your clients' names, addresses, all of that. So if you just need a reminder of some of your past clients, we can do that. Like I said earlier, come up with a communication plan. So pick a newsletter to put everybody on, for example. If you're brand new, or maybe you want to start and pretend you're brand new, I would recommend sending a letter, like a snail mail letter to everybody. So any address that you guys get from Ginny's homework, my new guys, I'm looking at all of you. Get some mailing addresses and just send an intro letter. Say, hey, I'm a licensed real estate agent now. I'm working with this brokerage. I really want to be your resource for real estate needs. So send out a snail mail letter to people. I don't recommend email because they're just going to delete it. If you're an experienced agent and you haven't touched base with some of your past clients, I would start doing that, get back on track with those. Get everyone onto your CR Works newsletter or your Hub 21. Some other homework that we could do is personalize some buyer and seller guides. The listing presentation, you guys can go through that, even just looking at the buyer presentation. But if you guys are in a slow mode, and you guys have time to do some of these prep work to personalize your guides and your presentations, I would do that. I sent out some links last week to these guides actually. Set some business goals and come up with 3 different pillars to find ways to talk to people and find business. So one of them could be your database, which is reaching out to them through your e-newsletters. One could be calling people. One could be texting people. One could be social media, open houses, cold calling, door knocking, networking events. I met with an agent last week who's getting lots of business from a divorce lawyer. So she's out there introducing herself to divorce lawyers and getting buyer referrals for that and seller referrals. So think of different ways that you guys want to find some business and set some goals. If you don't have your social media platforms, this is a good time to set up your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's it. Claire, do you want to add to these? Oh, and then at the bottom, on the very last page, I have a sample of an Excel sheet that you guys could create and then send it over to us if you guys need some help. That's very long. Anybody have questions? Yes, I will email this booklet because there is links on it. So I'm sure you guys want that. There is like little checklists so you guys can check off your stuff too for people that like to write things. And then of the training and stuff that I didn't mention too, don't forget that Claire does an office meeting every Monday, 12:45. We're still deciding on in-person or virtual. Guess we'll figure that out. We had a better turnout than I thought. Yeah, we'll see if you guys show up in 2 weeks from now again. So don't forget, we've got those. Right now they're on the Facebook page. Every Wednesday we do at least some sort of training or some sort of email. And then don't forget that you guys also get offered one-on-one training through all of us. So I don't know if some of our new guys haven't met Nelson, Claire, Ginny, Carly. Paige is hiding in the corner back there. So there's a bunch of us that'll help you guys out one-on-one too. So if you need help with any of this stuff, don't hesitate to call. Okay, goodbye, internet people. I'll also post a recording of this on Facebook for you guys. Perfect. I think that was it. Okay, see you all later.